I'm Howard Homonoff, and I'm at the moment. Well, I think and it's always a bit easier to see it in retrospect than along the way, but I think I always gravitated towards, I've always been in and around the media communications world kind of throughout my career, but I think I've always gravitated towards the places and the roles where there was a tremendous amount of change going on. And my role would be trying to help develop strategies to deal with that change and to communicate it to a set of stakeholders, audiences, et cetera. So that from beginning in Capitol Hill, with the transformation of the securities, the financial markets and the communications world as a result of changes in technology, to major media companies trying to exploit their intellectual property and their value in new digital media platforms, strategy consulting firms where we're trying to help a variety of clients with disruption, writing for Forbes, where my role is to kind of digest, synthesize what's going on, and then help translate that to the people in the business and the broader world that's reading that, and even teaching at Thornton Business School, which is trying to help students figure out kind of their path in the midst of all of this. So I'm working on two events actually coming up in the fall that I'm very excited about. One at Grant Thornton, which is going to focus on the M&A world. We're going to have a mix of folks that are coming from private equity and sort of the corporate strategy world that are looking at not only obviously their own deal making, but broadly what's going on and where do they think things are going. And then at Fordham, we're putting together a forum on the future of the news business. And, something I'm very passionate about. And there we've got folks, senior executive, former president of CNN, John Klein, Tara Palmieri, who is at Puck, formerly at Puck, now with her own media venture. And so we're very excited. I'm very excited about both of those sort of potential events going forward. My job became exploiting CNBC and MSNBC content on new digital media platforms. Didn't fit any easily into anybody else's box. It seemed a no-brainer to me, but I had trouble getting visibility for it inside of a multi-billion-dollar company. And so at a budget meeting for CNBC, we're at 30 Rock, and I happened to be in a break in the action buttonhole the CFO of NBC, and I said, here's what I've got. I don't see why we wouldn't do these deals, but I can't get it through the machinery. He listened, and we got those deals done. And that was really kind of cutting through a lot of the brush, the chaff from the weed, etc., to affect real change. We're way past the time where we need to pare back cable networks. There are just too many cable networks. And I think media companies are recognizing, they're doing, as we see with Comcast and Warner Brothers Discovery. There's a desire to separate the cable business from broadcasting and theatrical, etc. But I think the hard decision that needs to come is there are too many networks. The consumer is not so interested anymore in a whole series of second and third and fourth tier networks. They're interested in the shows that they love, the content that they love, but they're willing to watch it on a variety of different platforms. So the value really is in that intellectual property, in the content, not, a 40-year-old cable network. Closest is my family, which I'm very lucky to have, as well as the longtime, complete, unabashed theater geekdom. So I sent a text to we have a text group among my, I'm the only man in the family, wife, 2 daughters, now a daughter-in-law. And the text is a picture of my wife and I at Little Island in New York City. And we were at a production of The Gospel at Colonus, which is a merging of sort of Broadway, gospel, and the story of Oedipus. That was on Broadway years ago. did a small revival at Little Island. Phenomenal evening on the water in New York City. And of course, the immediate feedback from the family, loving it, wishing they were there, etc. So it was a nice day.